Today we will study nutrition in plants. First, look at this picture. On the left side, we will see living things. Some examples are cow, camel, elephant, humans, and rabbit. On the right hand side, you will see non-living things, and examples are car, lamp, table, and chair. So from this one we can see so much difference: living organism and non-living organism, living things and non-living things. Living things need food, they respire, they move, and again, if we look at this picture, living and non-living, let's look at this picture carefully. Living things, we see plants, humans, and animals, rats. There is a difference between the human and plants. We're going to study in detail. All living organisms require food. Plants can synthesize the food for themselves, but animals, including humans, we cannot synthesize our own food. Synthesize means make. We cannot make our own food. We get it from plants or animals that eat plants. Human and animals, directly or indirectly, we depend on plants. From the diagram, we see that grass is plants which get food from the sun and its surrounding, and which is eaten by grasshopper. Grasshopper become the food for frog, and which is again become the food for snake. So from this picture we can see that snake is indirectly depend on plants. Likewise, human also, we depend directly or indirectly on plants. So we'll study mode of nutrition in plants. Plants are the only organism that can prepare food for themselves by using water, carbon dioxide, and minerals. The raw materials are present in their surroundings. Nutrients enable living organisms to build their bodies, to grow, to prepare the next part of their bodies, and provide energy to carry out life process. So plants get required materials from their surrounding, carbon dioxide from the air, and from the soil they get minerals and water. So they make their own food. Nutrition is the mode of taking food by an organism and its utilization by their body. The mode of nutrition in which organisms make food themselves from simple substance is called autotrophic. Auto means self, trophos means nourishment. So autotroph means self-nourishment, meaning they can make their nutrition. Therefore, plants are called autotrophs. Animals and most other organisms take in food prepared by the plants, so we are called heterotrophs. We take in food from others. Now we may ask where the food factories of plants are located, whether food is made in all parts of plants or only in certain parts. So there is a question: food is made in all parts of plants or only in certain parts? How do plants obtain the raw materials from the surroundings? How do they transport them to the food factories of the plants? Soil, they take in water and minerals through roots, by the help of the roots, and it is distributed, which is marked in the blue arrow here, and other necessities like carbon dioxide are taken from the air and solar light, with the help of solar light, and the green pigments are distributed on the surface of the leaf. The leaves are the food factories of the plants. Therefore, all the raw materials must reach the leaf. That means all the materials needed for food making process have to be present in the leaf. Water and minerals present in the soil are absorbed by the roots and transported to the leaves. Carbon dioxide from the air is taken in through the tiny pores present on the surface of the leaf. The pores are surrounded by the gut cells. Such pores are called stomata. If we look at the structure of the leaves, we can see stomata, which is open and which is closed. If the air is inside, it is closed, and if the stomata open, it means the plants are going to absorb air. So there are different structure of the leaves, different types, and the shape structures are different, but they contain all the same materials called stomata. If we look at the structure of the leaves carefully, there is a lining or pattern which is different, very unique shape. And if we have a closer look between the pattern, between the shape, we see this kind of the structure and a tiny opening, which is called stomata, present on the leaves, and the shape of the stomata is like a seed, a bean seed. Waters and minerals are transported to the leaves by the vessels, which runs like pipe through the roots, the stem, the branch, and the leaves. They form the continuous path or passage for the nutrients to reach the leaf. They are called vessels. Let's see the picture here. The vessels, which is marked in blue or blue vessels here, that means it is taken in water and minerals. The name of the tube is called xylem, and the red and the yellow one is the pathway for the food, which is already prepared by the plants, which is transported to different parts of the plant, the leaves, the root, the stems, and other parts of the plants. The leaves have a green pigment called chlorophyll. It helps in the leaves. It helps the leaf to capture the energy of the sunlight. This energy is used to synthesize synthesize means prepare food from carbon dioxide and water. Since the synthesis of the food occurs in the presence of sunlight, it is called photosynthesis. Photo means light, and so we find that chlorophyll, sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water are necessary to carry out the process of photosynthesis. If the structure of the chlorophyll, if we look at this, the structure of the leaves, and when we look at carefully, we see the pattern and the chlorophyll present in the leaves. Since sun is needed for the photosynthesis, it is called the ultimate source of energy for all living organisms. Since most of the organisms depend on the plants, and in the absence of photosynthesis, there would be no food. The survival of almost all living organisms will be impossible. Besides oxygen, which is essential for survival of the organism, during the photosynthesis process of photosynthesis can be represented by the equation. On the left side, we see carbon dioxide plus water and in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll give the product which is written on the right hand side, carbohydrates plus oxygen. You must remember this equation, and let's look at the picture. Light energy, we get it from the sun, which is observed in the leaves, and carbon dioxide is taken in from the air, and chlorophyll, which is present in the leaves, water and minerals from the soil. All these components are important for the making of food, which is called photosynthesis. During this process, oxygen is released, means oxygen is given out, and the food, which is in the form of starch, which is another name of the for carbohydrates. Starch and carbohydrates are one components, means they are the same. And cells, what about cells? Buildings are made of bricks. We have seen that buildings are made of bricks. Similarly, the bodies of living organisms are made of tiny units called cells, and in the cell there is present the huge centrally located structure called nucleus, which is enclosed by the cell membrane, and the rest of the cell are jelly-like substance called cytoplasm. And all plants and animals are made up of, if we look at this picture, cells of plants and animals are different, quite different. Activity 1.1. Take two potted plants of the same kind, keep one in the dark for 3 days and the other in sunlight, and perform iodine tests. Record your result and exchange the pot for 3 to 4 days. Perform iodine tests again and record your observation. Now we'll see iodine tests. Iodine is obtained from the store, ready-made. There is a ready-made test iodine solution which is dropped on the surface of the leaf, and if the leaf carry out photosynthesis, starch will be present there. So if we drop the iodine, then the color of the leaves will change to dark blue, and if it does not contain starch, then the color will not be obtained. Besides the leaves, photosynthesis also takes place in the green parts of the plants, like in green stem and green branches. The desired plants like cactus have scale or spine-like leaves to reduce loss of water by transpiration. These plants have green stems which carry out a photosynthesis. The leaves of other than green also have chlorophyll. Large amount of red, brown and other pigment marks the green color. Photosynthesis takes place in these leaves also. That means the green pigments are again covered up by the different color. That means the chlorophyll is still present in the leaves, but it is covered up with a different color, like red, brown and other pigments. See these kinds of leaves, there are different color, and this does not indicate that chlorophyll is absent, but it is still present there and it can carry out photosynthesis also. You often see slimy green patches in ponds or stagnant water bodies. These are generally formed by the growth of organisms called algae. Can you guess why algae are present in color? Can you guess why algae are green in color? They contain chlorophyll which give them the green color. Algae can also prepare their own food by photosynthesis. And your assignment is how transport of water and nutrients occur in plants. And second assignment was technique of peeling off stomata from the leaves. And the third assignment is comment your name, roll number, section on the video.